the most shocking part of this case really was how easy it was to track down these teens for a predator. So joining us today is Becca Booker, who is the CEO of Homemade Social, to talk about what's really going to raise a lot of concerns for parents who might not be aware of this. I mean, this is other level stuff, right? I mean, this is a guy basically stalking teenage girls.
Exactly. It can be really scary, and there are definitely some things that parents need to consider when it comes to privacy.
So most parents or, older adults are not real familiar with Snapchat, right? We hear about it, but I was just saying it's just the one thing I could never get into.
It's definitely a demographic for teenagers. It's catered to a younger audience for sure.
So what do we need to know, and what conversation should parents later today be having, particularly, say, with their, tweens and teens?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, Snapchat, you can only technically be on it if you're 13 and older. So make sure your kid is 13 and above before you're having this conversation with them if they're downloading the app. Okay. And then also, remember the 3 Ps. So we're going to talk about people, personal information, and privacy. Okay. So first, you want to make sure your kid knows not to add people who they aren't friends with in the app. Yes. So you don't want to be adding strangers, but there is an option if they have added a stranger in the past to block them. Oh, okay. So that's a good thing.
But they would have to go through
and identify them and then block them. Okay. The next is personal information, and you want to go over what information is okay and what isn't okay to share on Snapchat. So, for example, your birthday, you want to make sure you're not taking any pictures or any videos that maybe includes your license plate. Oh, yeah. Or obviously not your address, your birthday, personal information you want to keep private. Okay. And then lastly, we want to talk about privacy with your location. Okay. There is a setting in the settings component in the top left corner of the app that talks about privacy, and there's a way to go into ghost mode. And the good news is it's automatically toggled for you to be in ghost mode. So you actually have to turn it on in order to be discovered. So that's good. Okay, so the default is ghost mode. The default is ghost mode. So that's a great benefit. You might not have to worry about it at all. So just go in and make sure that your kid is on ghost mode. Okay. But if you're not in ghost mode, that enables anyone who your kid is friends with to see where they are at any time, and it's so precise they can even get it down to the correct address. It can be a little scary.
Yeah, that is disturbing.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, if your kid is using the app properly and they're only using their location to share with their friends, they should be fine. I don't think this, should really scare you from deleting the app or anything. It's more just about using the app properly and being smart about what information you share. So
it seems like such a conflict because, young people, we're all kind of bred now on the social media where you want as many people following you, as many people responding to everything you do. And maybe that's the case for YouTube or maybe Instagram, but this would be different,
right? That's so true, because on Instagram and on YouTube, your following and your subscribing numbers are public. Okay. So everyone knows that you have 50,000 followers, whereas with Snapchat, it's private. You don't know how many friends someone has, so you're less inclined to care about getting more friends added. So that's why you just want to emphasize really only being friends on Snapchat with people who you personally know.
Okay, that's really important. So you look over the shoulder and say, hey, let's go through these names.
Exactly.
And make
just have an open conversation with it. There is an app that parents can install that allows you to see Snapchat messages. Okay. I don't know if it's necessarily if it will really help, because you have to also download the app on your child's phone. Okay. So they're going to know that you're taking a peek, and so they probably won't share anything dumb anyways. They're smart.
You need to be more covert when you're spying, okay? And it's not spying when you're a parent. It's called supervision. That's right. Okay, well, thank you so much for this insight. Great conversation, because I know this is going to be a story that's going to trouble a lot of people just when they hear it. The circumstances are so icky. Last thing, how do we get in touch with you or find out more about what
you can follow me on Instagram at bbooks, BBOOKS, and my agency at Homemade Social with an _ after. All right.